हेलो स्टूडेंट, एक बार फिर आपका स्वागत है आपके अपने चैनल पढ़ाई लिखाई में। आज अपनी वर्ड्सवर्ड की एक और पोएम करने वाले हैं जो है हमारी वेयर द माइंड इज विदाउट फियर। ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग पोएम है। पोएम को समझने के लिए पहले इसकी समरी समझते हैं। वेयर इज द माइंड इज विदाउट फियर इज अ पोएम बाय रविन्द्रनाथ टैगोर एंड दैट सेलिब्रेट द आइडिया ऑफ वर्ल्ड विदाउट फियर। ऐसी दुनिया जहां डर ना हो। वैसे डर ना हो ऐसा कुछ होता है, वैसे मुझे तो लगता नहीं। इवन बच्चे भी पढ़ते भी ये दो ही चीजों से हैं, शौक से या खौफ से। आपको शौक है इसलिए आप वीडियो देख के पहले से अपना काम कंप्लीट कर रहे हो। होता है डर, होता है अरे नहीं यार डटी चटी मार पड़ेगी, करना ही करना है, तब होता है मतलब डर। लेकिन यहाँ पे जो रविन्द्रनाथ टैगोर हैं वो ऐसा पर्टिकुलर वर्ल्ड इमेजिन करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं इस पर्टिकुलर पोएम में जहां डर ना हो, वर्ल्ड विदाउट फियर, डिवीजन and the narrow mindedness. The poem is prayer that calls for a world where people hold their high he had high. जहाँ जो पर्टिकुलर ये पोएम एक प्रेयर की तरह है, एक प्रेयर है जहाँ पर जो लोग हैं वो होल्ड करते हैं अपने हेड को, अपने सिर को हाई। वेयर नॉलेज फ्री, जहाँ पर नॉलेज जो है फ्री है। एंड द वेयर नैरो डोमेस्टिक बॉल, जहाँ पे जो नैरो डोमेस्टिक बॉल्स हैं डू नॉट डिवाइड इनटू वर्ल्ड इनटू फ्रेगमेंट, जो है वर्ल्ड के छोटे छोटे फ्रेगमेंट में डिवाइड नहीं है। ये हिंदुस्तान है, ये पाकिस्तान है, ये हिंदू है, मुसलमान है, वो सिख है, वो ईसाई है, वो छोटा है, वो बड़ा है, वो मोटा है, वो पतला है। मतलब इस टाइप के वर्ल्ड के छोटे छोटे फ्रेगमेंट में जिससे हमने पूरी दुनिया को बांट रखा है, ऐसा वर्ल्ड वो इमेजिन नहीं कर रहे हैं। The poet is also implies the importance of truth, the relentless strive toward perfection and clear thinking. एंड आगे बात करते हैं, द पोइट जो है प्रेज करते हैं फॉर अ वर्ल्ड वेयर रीजन इज नॉट लॉस्ट, जहां रीजन ना खोया हो इन द डेजर्ट ऑफ डेड हैबिट्स में, बट इंस्टेड ऑफ लीड्स द माइंड टुवर्ड द एवर वाइंडिंग थॉट एंड एक्शन. The heaven of freedom that the poet envision is one where people are from all form of evil, and where the mind is leaped forward the divide into the world's endless possibility. The poem used vivid imaginary to convey the message. यहाँ पे बहुत सारी imaginary को भी यूज किया जा रहा है मैसेज को कन्वे करने के लिए, इंक्लूडिंग द मेटाफर का यूज किया है टू क्लियर स्ट्रीम ऑफ रीजन दैट has not lost its way in the desert of the dead habit. The poem है also makes use the alliteration such as the repetition of W sound in the line where the word has not been broken up into the fragments by narrow domestic ball. जैसे मैंने alliteration के बारे में बात किया था, जैसे यहाँ पे ये जो है W से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, यहाँ पे ये W से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, दो वर्ड मिल जाते हैं जो सेम लेटर से स्टार्ट हो रहे हैं तो यहाँ पे alliteration हो जाता है। हमने अभी देखा था लास्ट पोएम के अंदर। The poem suggests that the prodigious disagreement and the narrow beliefs can obstruct our growth, and calls on us to recognize our shared unity and towards a more inclusive and the educatable society. Overall, ये poem है where the mind is without fear is a powerful call for the freedom, unity and the enlightenment, and has become one of the Tagore's most celebrated works. अब हम बात करते हैं इस चैप्टर के क्वेश्चन के बारे में। आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन, पहला क्वेश्चन है व्हाट डज द स्पीकर मींस व्हाई द हेड इज हेल्ड हाई. When the speaker says the head is held high in the poem, that they mean that poem are confident, free and proud. They are not afraid to express their ideas, opinion, and they are not afraid to themselves. They represent a sense of self-assurance and dignity. Next question है what does the speaker means by where knowledge is free. In the poem, where knowledge is free means the knowledge should be accessible to all without any kind of restriction or limitation. Everyone should have the freedom to learn and acquire the knowledge regardless of their social status, gender or other factors that may limit their access and education. Third question है what are the narrow domestic balls. So narrow domestic balls refer to divisions and the partition of different kinds of between countries and within society that limits people interaction and understanding of one another. These walls can be physical or cultural. They prevent people from learning about their appreciating different cultures, beliefs and ways of life. Fourth, what are the different qualities of heaven of freedom for which the speaker prays. The speaker prays for a world where peoples are not limited by their narrow beliefs and custom, where they are able to speak the truth from the depth of the hearts and where they work tirelessly to achieve the perfection. The speaker also envisions a world where people are not bound by the dead habits and custom, but are free to think openly and progressively. With the reason and logic in the heaven of the freedom, people are led forward into ever winding thought and action with a sense of open-mindedness, progress and the achievement. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन हमसे पूछा रहा है, थिंक एंड आंसर्स हमसे पूछे जा रहे हैं। पहला क्वेश्चन है डू यू थिंक्स द स्पीकर प्रेज द जस्ट फॉर अ कंट्री बट फॉर ऑल द sorry, the humility what makes you think so. Yes, it can be interpreted from the poem that the speaker prays not just as a country but the whole humanity. The language used in the poem is universal in the natures and speak to the human condition rather than just the specific circumstances of one country. Additionally, the speaker refers to my father in the poem, which can be interpreted as a reference to higher power of the God who is concerned with the well-beings of all humanity. Next, when talking about the reasons of speaker creates a vivid pictures of streams, water drying up and the disappearing in a desert. What picture does the create when the talking about these? A, an undivided world, we complete honesty and peace, and C, the progress of achieving production. तो ये जाएगा when talking about the undivided words of the speaker creates a pictures of the fragments that have been broken up by a narrow domestic wall. This implies a word that is broken apart and divided by various barriers. When talking about the completely honesty in speech, the speaker creates a picture of word coming out of the depth and truth, which suggests a sense of authenticity and sincerity. Finally, when talking about the process of achieving perfection, the speaker creates a picture of tireless striving, stretching its arms toward perfection, which evoke the sense of hard work and determination. Next आता है appreciating the poem. Appreciate करने के लिए alliteration is the repeated of the same consonant sound of the beginning of each word in a line of verse. Can you find the two instances where the poet has the alliteration poem? Yes, there are two instances word where word यहाँ पे दोनों जो है W से स्टार्ट हुआ इससे alliteration आ जाता है. नेक्स्ट where tireless striving stretch यहाँ दोनों ऐसे स्टार्ट होते हैं. सेकंड हमारा a metaphor is a word or phrase that is used to refer another thing in order to show suggest that they are similar. The poet used the metaphor clear stream and the desert dairy desert sand in the poem. What do they stand for? Which does the poet value highly? The which does the consider harmful? तो यहाँ हो जाएगा in the poem the metaphor clear stream a reason stand for the logical and scientific thinking that lead to a progress and enlightenment. This is something what the poet values highlight. On the other hand, the metaphor dairy desert send the dead habit, send the for the dull, the age-old, meaningless custom habits and ideas that hinder progress and growth. This is something that the poet consider harmful and wishes to be overcome. The uses of these metaphors help to convey the poet's message about the importance of reason and the need to break from the harmful habits that custom in order to achieve progress and enlightenment. ये स्टेप से हमारी ये पर्टिकुलर ये चैप्टर खत्म हो जाता है. इसके बाद आता है मतलब ये पार्ट खत्म हो जाता है. गोइंग फर्दर में do prioritize disagreement and the narrow beliefs obstruct our growth? If yes, can you give some example from the everyday life? Yes, prioritize disagreement and the narrow beliefs can obstruct our growth in many ways. For example, if someone holds a prejudice against a certain group of people, they may not be open to learning about the working with those individuals, which can limit their opportunities for growth, development. Similarly, if someone has narrow belief and is not open to new ideas and perspective, they may miss out the valuable learning experience and the opportunities for personal growth. Disagreement can also hinder growth. They are not approached in the constructive way as they can create animosity and prevent people from working together effectively toward the common goal. तो इस टाइप से मतलब ये वाला पार्ट यहाँ कंप्लीट करते हैं और इसी के साथ हमारा ये यहाँ का क्वेश्चन कंप्लीट होता है. और सेकंड क्वेश्चन की हम बात करें, all human beings are one at they are narrow domestic wall in our society. Do you agree with the support answers with the reason? Yes, I agree that there are narrow domestic walls in our society that prevent us from the recognize our shared humanity and working toward a common goal. These walls can many form such social, economics or political reason between different groups of people. They can also the pre-prepared why the produce the stereotypes and other forms of discrimination. They access these walls prevent us from the recognize and addressing the common problem that we face as a society and can lead a lack of empathy and understanding between the different groups of people. In order to overcome these walls, we must strive to recognize the celebrate our shared the humanity and works toward the building and more inclusive and adequate society. तो यहाँ पे इस टाइप से आप इसका कंप्लीट करते हैं और इसी के साथ आपका ये चैप्टर जो है कंप्लीट हो जाता है। टाइम आता है आपसे विदा लेने का। थैंक्स फॉर बीइंग हियर। बट अभी तक आपने चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया, दोस्तों शेयर नहीं किया, लाइक नहीं किया तो कर देना। मिलेंगे फिर किसी वीडियो के साथ, तब तक के लिए गुड बाय, थैंक यू।